Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Couch today we're going to be having a look at this guy and see what the Last Jedi Visual Dictionary and the Art of book has to say about it. So we'll just pop you there. He doesn't want to go, so you can just go back there then if you're going to be causing problems. So first of all, we do have this very nice picture of our favourite avian with his beautiful eyes there. And let's see what it says. The stereoscopic vision helps in spotting fish. The dense feathers and down insulate the body, which you can kind of see here as well. They do kind of look like feathers, and I don't know if you can see, but there's kind of like some thread that's woven through it that kind of makes it look like water dripping off of it. And it has webbed rear set feet, ideal for swimming, his little feeties there. Then we also have a little bit here on the section about island life there, and some baby porglets underneath there. So let's see what it says. Again, the forward-facing eyes provide stereoscopic vision and the webbed feet to assist in swimming. Animal life on Ahch-To has evolved to thrive in or near the ocean. Avian forms are dominated by seabirds, and the native sentient beings of the planet have evolved from this branch of life form. Salt glands are a common evolutionary trait, as creatures on Ahch-To are able to extract the sea salt from their food and drink. Skin, hair and plumage also have an innate water-shedding ability afforded by natural oils. Porgs are a hyper-curious species of avian found throughout the islands of Ahch-To. These cliff-dwelling creatures perform controlled dives into the sea, fetching small fish to feed upon or pass to their otherwise helpless porglets. And let's just have another look at them. They're just big balls of love, aren't they? So cute, the baby porglets. So that's what the Visual Dictionary has to say, other than that little bit about the Chewbacca spread, where it's basically is the leg as the tastiest part. This is the spread in the Art of The Last Jedi for the Porgs. We see here that great scene, Chewie roasting a Porg and then not eating it because they guilt trip him into it. For me, that was one of the funniest things in there. You see here various evolutions of the Porg. For instance, a bat-like creature here. This is closer to it. This will be other versions of baby Porgs, some other versions of it. Now, if you're on Instagram, you should follow Jake Lunt Davies. That's all one word. He's the guy who designed these. And there's loads of other great artwork on there. Oh, there's things like this. Here we see, of course, versions of the Porg coloration. And I think it was right that they went for the one that they got, the brown. Because these are a bit too loud. This, of course, is hilarious. Follows straight on from Luke throwing his lightsaber away, Porgs playing with it. You don't actually see this in the film, but they should have put that in there, where it's gets the lightsaber through the head. Here, of course, you see them with Chewie and the Falcon. There is one ripping up the seat. This other one's getting up to mischief, and you see some on the cockpit window, and there are some at the bottom ripping up the seat. So let's just see what it says. It's the reason they've got Porgs is because Skellig Michael was covered in puffins, and rather than just CGI them out, they came up with that solution. So, with Chewie's Porg, there was consideration to give it different markings, even as far as mirroring Chewbacca's coloration. But we felt this didn't seem right or make much sense. The only concession was to give the Porg a blue iris to the edge of the eye instead of the usual brown. I didn't spot that. That'll have to be something for the Blu-ray. Porg colour tests. Simplification is really important with nearly every design in Star Wars. We kept coming back to saying it doesn't really matter what the detail is, what is the outline? What is a little Porg? If a child wants to draw a Porg, how easy is it to draw so you know instantly that it's a Porg? That pushed it to 2 eyes and a little head on a stubby body with little legs. That's Neil Scanlon saying that. And then there's a quote here from Jake Lunt Davies, who did the seat rippers. We eventually got the colour options down to 9, which were painted up on foam versions by creature paint finish designer Henrik Svensson. It came down to a choice between brown and white with orange flash, and one onto which I transposed the markings of my dog Jess. It was agreed that the brown, white and orange was the stronger look because, as ever with Star Wars, being able to distill a design to its bare essence and still have it recognisable is the ideal. Just think TIE Fighter and X-Wing, easiest thing in the world to draw stick figure wise. All in all, we made about 15 Porgs for specific moments. From a methodical perspective, they all came from the same generic mould. Each skin was designed to fit the same mechanism, and this mechanism was designed to be modular. So we could kit out a Porg per its requirements for the film. There are a kit of parts that allow us creative freedom to say, oh, this one has to scream, this one has to splat against the window. Different needs, and the differences for those needs are subtle. The line of the eyes, a slight downturn to the mouth, a slightly puffier nose, or slightly more scrunchiness. For instance, the seat rippers, they're not articulated, normally the Porg models. That was one that was made specially with the legs in that position, with the body down like that. So, yes, that is about all it says about Porgs. I mean, considering how much effort they went into to trail those creatures before the film, we'll just have another look at the spread. They were not in it that much, but that's probably a good thing because you can have too much of a good thing. So there we go. That is just the Porg spread from The Art of the Last Jedi. I do like Porgs. Obviously, I have my own and I love him ever so much. Who can resist that face? I doubt we'll ever see them again unless the stowaways on the Falcon are still there for episode 9. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment suggestion for upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.